One of the great innovations we've seen in the sector overall in the last probably 5 or 6 years, and this is disrupting other industries as well, but just is the importance of data and data analytics, and that's really transforming fundraising and philanthropy overall in several different ways. One is predictive modeling. So this is where organizations, and CCS does a lot of this work as well, where organizations will look within their donor database and try and evaluate what kind of behaviors are we seeing from our best donors. So, for example, at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, they might look at their 7-figure donors and try and analyze what was the pathway, what was the trajectory to get to that point, and how long did it take between someone's first gift and their 7-figure commitment. And was that a 10-year time horizon? Was that a 15-year time horizon? And almost to reverse engineer that pathway and what events they attended, how regularly did they give, and who is making those requests, and then use that as a blueprint to model future donor behavior. So that's one way. The second way we're seeing with donor and data analytics is also the management and motivation of fundraising staff. To the extent, what are their targets? What are their key performance indicators? The old joke is, do we have more people on our staff, meaning on behalf of the nonprofits, are they counting dollars or are they raising dollars? How active are they talking to potential donors, making the right conversations, developing new interests, really listening to what the donor is most excited about related to the programming or new projects available to those nonprofits? And then the third way is really the impact measurement of the nonprofit itself. So at the end of the day, what are the outcomes? And of the intended beneficiaries, how are their lives improving or transforming? So, for example, at Habitat for Humanity, whether that's on an international scale or even locally in Philadelphia, one of the things they do is to say, okay, for every dollar in, or say $100,000 in, how is that translated to a social return on investment? And whether that's a 10x or a 13x multiplier, that's been a pretty effective strategy.
Yeah. So we're talking again with Greg Hagin from CCS about how to raise funding. So for your nonprofit, again, you can join the conversation at 1-844-WHARTON. That's 1-844-942-7866. So, Greg, I was wondering if you can tell us about a success story that you look at, whether one of your clients or others, where you think they changed their fundraising strategy and wow, it paid off.
Yeah, there's probably 2 examples that come to mind, and I'm very familiar with the Habitat model, not just because they're a client of ours and a great mission, but I also had served on the board locally. But one of the game changers, and Nick, this relates back to one of the questions you asked about innovation, was Habitat created this restore concept. So gently used goods, as we like to say, were donated to the Restore, the organization. We heard a little bit about this in the Social Impact Conference. The donor can get that tax deduction from that physical contribution, whether it's a refrigerator or a desk or a cabinet or some home appliance related to the actual mission, but then can resell that at cost or wholesale, whatever the value is, to the public, and then that earned income is not taxed because it's business related for the nonprofit. And we've seen other models like that, but the reason I bring that up as a success is because that's even more attractive to potential donors and new donors to say, here's a new business model. Here's something innovative, something that works. And I think in many ways it's been a real breakthrough for the enterprise. They have 1,600 U.S. affiliates and local chapters as well. And another great example, what we've seen is in corporate philanthropy, and a great example of this is Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio, and they've done among the best job that I've seen in terms of their stewardship, their development, their relationship building, and the way that they communicate impact with their corporate partners. And whether that's L Brands or whether that's Nationwide Insurance themselves or other corporate partners through a corporate alliance program. And not only has it meant a terrific corporate partnership and employee engagement on behalf of those companies as part of perhaps their corporate social responsibility programs, but also truly a national branding, because because these companies have a national and, in some instances, international presence.